Hello, everyone. My name is Charles Rather again. I wanted to today discuss the difference between an EB2 visa and EB3. For us attorneys and people in the industry, they're very interchangeable, but I understand sometimes this creates confusion for clients. The main difference between them is the level of education. EB2, you have to have a master's degree or higher, whereas with the EB3, you could have a bachelor's degree or less. Now, if you do have a master's, you could theoretically apply for a job that's being offered as an EB3. But generally, you want your education level to kind of align with the job vacancy as well. Now, the other difference between the two is they have different waiting lines. So EB2, EB3, those are treated as completely separate visa categories, and sometimes the wait times vary. I haven't checked recently. In the past, there would be a difference between the two categories, or the difference in waiting times was not that significant, or maybe it didn't even exist. So when you're filing, you need to look at it. And sometimes attorneys with their clients will make a strategic decision to perhaps, file something as an EB2 or an EB3 based on the waiting times. But again, like I said, in terms of the actual requirements and everything, the only difference between the two is the level of education that's required for the job vacancy. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to clarify. There is also the NIW category. Technically, that's a subcategory of EB2. So sometimes people might talk about NIW, or they might refer to it as EB2. And you need to be careful when you're talking with your attorney that you're referring to specifically an NIW EB2 or a regular EB2. If you're not clear on the differences between NIW and regular EB2, we have other videos in our library or channel that discuss the differences. Briefly, I can just mention that the differences with an NIW EB2, you don't have to have a specific job offer from a company, and a company doesn't have to necessarily sponsor you. So you're able to avoid the labor certification process that really takes a lot of time. So in that regards, the NIW is much, much faster. The downside of the NIW is you need to have greater skills and be able to show greater accomplishments and show that your work in the U.S. will be in the national interests of the United States, hence the name National Interest Waiver. But again, if you want more information about the NIW, check out some of our other videos online, or better yet, come to us for a consultation. We'd be happy to advise you on the differences between these different visas and how to best structure your transition to the U.S.